Welcome to episode 2 of our coverage on the real Amber buyers. My name's Beefaroni Boy, and today I am coming to you from the sidewalk outside the Writers Guild headquarters building, where nobody was interested in adapting the screenplay I wrote on this story, so I'm just trying to make a pittance here on YouTube instead. I'm not happy about it either. And no, Mom, I don't want to talk about it. You wouldn't understand. If you missed the first video on the channel and this is your first time here, then welcome. I really appreciate you stopping by. You're going to melt my little baby heart over here. If you did watch the first video, hey, welcome back. You're looking amazing, by the way. Did you lose weight? I promised you more Amber, so here I am being a man of my word. Hot slop delivered fresh. First up, I have some minor corrections to the first video. Nothing major, like this whole arc never happened. Just a few smaller details. After that, we have a couple of updates from when the last video was made to today. Then finally, we're going to get right into the reason you clicked on this video. In the last video, I said the allegations stemmed from Amber, a baby, and questionably placed yogurt on the baby. And I'm only as good as my honor. I will take accountability and recognize that I was wrong. For that, Amber, I am truly sorry. I would never purposefully misrepresent you. It was actually Amber, a baby, and questionably placed yogurt on Amber. Particularly in the mouth area, if you're getting the picture, because I'm not going to paint it for you anymore. Sidebar for a sec, just because I've had to look at it so much. How do you achieve this dental feat? Like, how do you get that tooth? Now, whether the yogurt being on Amber is better or worse, I don't know. And I'm not going to think about it. In my opinion, you've lost the moment you did something that would cause someone to consider that scenario. The other thing is, I need to address Marissa Gate. In my last video, while I was introducing characters, particularly in the ones that don't matter section, I included someone named Marissa. As soon as that name was mentioned, well, here's a clip of the ladies reacting to it.
Wait, I've just noticed, who the fuck is Marissa? Does anyone know?
No idea.
Never heard that name in my entire fucking life, bro.
So, I don't know. I was certain that there was someone named Marissa in this. I mean, the name is written down in my notes for when I was making the video. So I saw that, I was like, it's Marissa, man. So I went back, I started scrolling through the evidence, and there was never any Marissa. So I don't know where I got that from. I mean, I have a post in my mind that is so clearly talking about Marissa. I must have hallucinated it. I just added a new character in. But, in my defense, she was in the characters that don't matter section. Also, no one asked about the face on Shane. It's from this.
Come back, Shane!
My name's not Shane, kid.
Alright, now let's get into the updates from what happened between last video and this one. Amber first made a post about how much she didn't care about the video and wasn't going to be watching it. In fact, she cared so little that she just went and deleted her Reddit account. Surely that had nothing to do with the overwhelming amount of evidence presented against her in the last episode. It was all just coincidence because she clearly said she did not watch it. I guess it's just a bad platform and she was done with her time there. I had also taken the original upload down for a little bit because the audio was terrible. Yeah, it's my first video, still learning, what are you gonna do? But Amber cared so little about the video that in the 20 minutes that video was offline, she made a post about it, how we definitely deleted it because she didn't react. Now, let's get one thing straight away. I don't care if you react. I'm not making the videos for you. You may be the leading lady, but my song's purpose is not your attention. If you react, great, I have more to talk about. If you don't, there is still a unfathomable amount of things to go through. So really, it doesn't affect me either way. She made this post about how she's trying to be silenced. She really likes doing these a lot, by the way. And it is such a titular Amber argument. No matter what the situation levied against her is, she always goes, There, you see that? That's the problem. In this case, Sage is calling for mass reporting, but that's because you are doxing everyone as much as you can. As displayed in the last video, here you go. I'm going to go through a bunch of them real quick. Now, you may remember 2 years ago when a content creator named The Inquisitor tragically took his own life on stream. Well, we're bringing it up now because Amber finally cracked the case. Keegan killed him. Keegan and her boyfriend, AJ, who does not exist. There is no boyfriend AJ. Well, at least now I'm not the only one making up new characters, right? Trying to actually interpret what's going on inside of Amber's mind is a fool's errand. But if I had to venture a guess as to why she's saying that Keegan and her super cool, sexy ghost boyfriend killed this guy, I would say she just wants the police to show up. Just another swatting attempt. She followed that up with more posts about Keegan with her name and what part of the UK she lives in. It's not my business nor my story to tell. I'll just say that there are reasons that Keegan is more susceptible to dangers with this type of thing. So if this video just so happens to reach anyone in the Portland, Oregon area that may have any inroads with the local police department, please let us know. This is unacceptable. The doxing just has to stop. But while we wait for the police to get around to you, Amber, I am instituting my own punishment. I really didn't want to have to do this, but you've left me no choice. There. Look. See what you made me do? You're bald now, Amber. You look ridiculous. Her mental state is so good at present that she's now talking to herself in the third person as though she was a reporter, just so she can feel like someone is on her side. She also had a whole pre-game crash out that I want to get into at the end of the video because there was some really good stuff in there. These posts were on her now deleted Reddit account, but again, if you just go to Arctic Shift, punch in her name, the whole account still comes up. Definitely encourage you, if you're even just a little bit curious about it, pull it up, look through the posts, see what she's been doing. And now I don't even have to give the harassment disclaimer because UK Messenger, she deleted the account. Hey, buddy. Was wondering when you were going to stop by. Hey, you look like you've had a rough day. But that's all right. Why don't you take a seat? I made you your favorite. So how about you just take a load off and I'll tell you a story. I don't even know your name, but I just absolutely adore when you come to visit. This one is called Amber Marie Byers, A Life of Fame, Luxury, and Delusion. Chapter 1, Runnin' the Rap Game. Amber's been making music for most of her life. I'm not exactly sure how long, but it's been at very least 20 years. While we're going through here, you may occasionally see pictures of Amber that look like this. Don't be confused, it's just Amber before she transitioned. She particularly focuses on the rap genre. And you know what? I think that's great. It's important to have hobbies, and that's a really nice, non-destructive creative outlet. Here's just a taste of how far Amber has come in these 20 years. Together. Alright, now is it the worst music ever created? No, probably not. I mean, this could go triple cardboard any day of the week. Though, when I said it's a nice non-destructive hobby, well, that wasn't entirely accurate. If you have any awareness of the rap genre, you'll know that diss tracks are common across the industry. Amber will use one of two methods to respond to any sort of criticism. A, vague schizophrenic posting, or B, put it into a diss track. In the interest of time, I'm not really going to play any of these diss tracks. Maybe I will in a future video, but for our purposes here today, I'm just going to be showing lyrics to them. It is in these diss tracks that Keegan made a fatal error. Keegan made her own rap response, which is still up on Keegan's channel if you're interested in watching it. And of course, Amber took this as earnest, like they were truly trying to engage her in a rap battle. After this one song was made and they never responded again, Amber declared herself the victor of the rap battle, which, I mean, sure, you can absolutely have that one. 41 years old, by the way. Amber is 41 years old, unemployed, and homeless, but sure, we're worried about doing rap battles. But Amber still likes to use Keegan's song as proof of being attacked based on her transgender identity. Here are the lyrics to the song, and you know what? Point for Amber. These are definitely attacks based on Amber being transgender, which is very unlike Keegan. That's not something that I would expect from her. You have to look at what it's responding to. What the hell? Who said that?
Oh, love, you gotta look at what it's responding to, isn't it?
Oh, okay, thanks.
Read it.
I am.
Read
Okay,
it.
I am. Oh, that is not good at all. So Keegan is mentioning Amber having a lack of female genitalia in her response, as Amber's previous diss track contains a part about forcing themselves upon Keegan and committing the act until it rips and she bleeds. Oh, God. Alright, well, thanks for showing me this.
Would you like some fluorescent green?
If you aren't British, the answer to that has never been yes. Now, I'm doing something. Fuck off. More recently, her diss tracks are almost exclusively AI generated, and overwhelmingly feature Tony rather than anyone else. I want to show you a few of these, but I don't know Tony, I haven't spoken to him, I haven't seen anything he's posted, so I want to respect his privacy. I'm not going to put any photos of him on screen. So, let's see, okay, there. It's not Tony, it's Carlton. Amber is beefing with Carlton. In the past week alone, she's released 2 AI-generated diss tracks on Tony, both of which lean heavy into him acting inappropriately with minors. Now, if this is true, I haven't seen any proof on it, because Amber just continuously makes these allegations but doesn't back them up with anything. So I'm going to be operating under the assumption that they are false, as, 5 seconds ago we looked at how she was accusing Keegan of murdering an Italian guy. And of course, Keegan and Sage are also brought up in this diss track. Then in the second one, I'm brought up in it. And Amber, I am upset with you. Not because you included me in the diss track, but because my bar is so weak. I mean, come on. Queefaroni boy was right there. Opportunity comes once in a lifetime, and you let it slip. Now, after all this, you must think Tony did something abhorrent to get on Amber's bad side like this. Well, here's the post-breakup message. Yeah, what do you think of that? I mean, come on, he used her special ointment. The ointment that he's not supposed to touch. Then, he wouldn't take the classes to become a proper caregiver for her when she's not disabled. She broke her ankle once while she was hunting ghosts because she had to jump a fence after a demon was chasing her. I wish I was joking. And then, he failed to help with the dishes. Yeah, sorry, Tony. I think I need to be on Amber's side now. And to think, you even used the shampoo. You're not supposed to use the shampoo, Tony. Amber's been making songs about Tony for a long time now. In fact, a song about Tony was what started all of this, and the reason that I'm even talking about Amber today. Somewhere between 2 and 3 years ago, Keegan, Sage, and someone who goes by a screen name Orchid were having a live stream where they were reacting to one of Amber's songs. Amber was in the chat during this live stream to witness what they were saying. The song they were reacting to is titled, I'm So Stressed, and they were not exactly fans of what they were hearing. Amber historically responds very poorly to someone giving her music anything but 5 big booms. In her defensive frustration, she told them that I'm So Stressed is not even her best song, and they should be listening to another. Enter Hush Lil Baby Dick. In this song, Amber is alleging certain biological insufficiencies in regard to Tony, as well as describing acts of oral sex. In the stream, the girls describe the video as pedophilic. This is due to three major factors that are being portrayed in the video. First, Amber was putting yogurt on her face that was meant to be representative of male ejaculate. This is an event that I have dubbed the Yogate scandal. Second was Amber's use of an actual baby rather than a doll. Third was that the baby was meant to be indicative of Tony, and thus the recipient of the aforementioned oral sex acts. In typical Amber fashion, she completely disregards any reason that's actually given and puts it under a microscope to zoom in on one tiny aspect and pretend that that is the entire problem. In this case, Amber tries to portray the situation as them being ridiculous, having a problem with the simple fact that there's a baby in the video at all. Oh yes, I was really quite fond of the Wikipedia music video. Now, is the entire Yogate situation in and of itself anywhere near enough to stamp someone with the big P? No, and I would push back against anyone who did say that. Luckily, the girls didn't say it either. I don't want to get too bogged down into semantics, but what they said was the video was pedophilic, not that you are a pedophile. The difference being that the video exudes pedophilic implications, not that you are a pedophile and your intent was for it to be pedophilic. So please do not think that I'm trying to tell you that based on this evidence alone, I am saying that Amber is a pedophile. This is just demonstrating how petty of an event eventually led to doxing, death threats, and accusations of murder. While I referred to rapping as a hobby for Amber earlier, as that is the most apt description of it, this does not mean she doesn't take it very seriously. In fact, professional rapper is on the short list of jobs that Amber actually would do. She is equal parts passionate and defensive over her music and does not take kindly to any form of criticism. Amber paid two music reviewers, Cliff Beats and Crypt the Rapper, to do reviews on her songs. Both creators were exceptionally gentle in their critiques of Amber's music. Nonetheless, Amber was furious that either of them had anything negative to say about her music, which is why you will not find any mention of her on either of these creators' channels. Here's a snippet of the screen recording of the Cliff Beats video, just to demonstrate how little it takes to set her off in this regard.
Now, if you want like an honest critique from me, some of the production was a little bit, I don't know if it was rushed or who bounced it down. Some of the words weren't enunciated completely.
How dare you, Cliff Beats? What do you know? Don't you know that Amber performed with Ray J? I guess it must have been a private performance or something. She definitely isn't lying. It definitely happened. See, look, we go to the address. This is a weird spot for Ray J to perform at. Oh no, silly, I see the problem. That's not Ray J, that's Ray Jr. It must be Ray J's son or something then. That's impressive because Ray J's son is only 7 years old and this happened 7 years before he was born. Super cool of Ray J to give you a sneak peek of what he was working on like that. And if you're even thinking about getting into the rap game, you best make sure you're up to snuff or Amber will start dissing you. She threw a lot at Bad Baby back in 2019. Bad Baby was 16 years old in 2019, and here is Amber using some very colorful language at her. You were, this is a 35-year-old doing this. Go get her, Amber. And you went through 8 Twitter accounts? How do you get banned from Twitter 8 times? Amber believes wholeheartedly that she deserves fame and fortune for her rapping ability. This is demonstrated here in another post that she wrote about herself in the third person. So, what are you to do when you have so much talent, but you can't get signed, or join the Illuminati, what? Well, you have no other choice but to form your own label. Now, Amber, what the hell is wrong with your logo? This shit is blurrier than a Loch Ness Monster picture. Seriously, when was the last time you updated this? This isn't a 600 by 600 resolution. Alright, hang on, just take that shit down. Hang on 1 second. Okay, there, I fixed it for you. Feel free to use this anywhere you want. In fact, please do. Amber formed a record label following her stage name, DSlim, a totally original name that is in no way derivative of a mainstream artist. The first mention I could find of DSlim Records was in 2013, when Amber submitted the certificate of assumed name in Michigan. The label remained very small. It's hard to identify how many people were signed, but a generous estimate would say it was at very most 10. Notable names would be Amber herself, Tony, and Devin. Amber was, and still is, very passionate and optimistic about the future of DSlim Records. She's made numerous posts proclaiming its popularity and its imminent takeoff. It's coming any day now. Seriously, all they need is an investor to get funding because they have no capital, and once someone just gives them the money, they just need a building, equipment, furniture, staff, and, everything else, but other than that, it's practically done. However, it seems as though DSlim Records is now just Amber. In reality, it always was just Amber. Nothing with the label was ever actually real. The furthest that Amber ever got was registering it as a business in her local municipality. For anything related to the DSlim contracts, those are just paper. You never registered this past an assumed name. DSlim Records was never a corporate entity. DSlim Records is just an alias for Amber Buyers. So DSlim Records is a company that does not exist. You had responsibilities on your side of the contract. For these to be legally enforceable, you would have had to make good on any of the things outlined therein. And of course, that's where we ran into the problem, where you actually had to do something. You could have just busted out your construction paper, whipped out a crayon, and wrote this contract on that. They quite literally would have the same legal basis. You don't have anything because you did not fill your contractual obligations. The name DSlim Records is not and never has been trademarked. DSlim Records holds no copyright. Though Amber may believe otherwise, this is due to Amber having absolutely zero understanding of copyright law whatsoever. But that's not something you need to know anything about if you're running a record label. Like here, where she brings up the ASCAP and BMI as her justification for why her work is protected. No, wrong, stupid, moron. That ain't how this works, DSlim. The ASCAP and BMI are performing rights organizations. All they do is collect royalties on your behalf if you are partnered with them. They do not handle getting your work copyrighted. In fact, they both just come out and say that you still need to copyright your work. But is anyone surprised that Amber skipped all of the background stuff and went straight to the part that says you can make money? Though both of these cases are just completely irrelevant as you're lying about the entire thing. You have exactly one song registered with either the ASCAP or BMI. That is Made Me Stronger, which you only have a writer affiliation to, not a performer one. Amber is under the misconception that just by saying you have copyright, that makes it true.
I declare
Copyright. Like claiming that she owns the copyright to any songs created by any artist signed to DSlim Records, to include their stage names. Which you're just lying again! Honestly, you do know that you can just look up copyright, correct? Like, you can just look up the filing. It's important to me that you know that. Pork Chops 99, Pork Chop, Roadhouse, Magic Magin, none of these are copyrighted. You didn't copyright any of these. Why are you lying? What's even the point? In your own contract, you say the artists, at their own expense, need to copyright and trademark their name in all their works. Well, they didn't, and you didn't do it either. So really, there's nothing to even own. I mean, come on, we already know you don't have $45 to file copyright. Oh, right, no, I forgot, you're playing pretend. You need to lie so you can keep playing very legitimate businesswoman. And I know what you may be thinking. Beefaroni boy. Well, that's not copyright, that's actually trademark. I know. And she didn't do that either. She also thinks she's copyrighted things that you just cannot copyright. Nobody is stealing from you if they use your name, face, or voice. Not that you'd be making any money anyway, because legitimately, nobody cares. There is a more robust market for secondhand sex dolls than anything created by you. Somehow, she's missing the most basic part of copyright, which is, until it is in the archives of the US Copyright Office, you can't do anything if someone wants to use it. Your stage name, DSlim, is not trademarked. I could use it for anything I want. I could say, I am DSlim Beefaroni Boy, and I'm running the rap game. You can't do anything about it. I could put it on a billboard outside your house. And don't let me catch you doxing anyone else again, or else I might just do it. So, no, leave Tony alone. Shut up. His name and his music is his. You don't have any right to it, no matter how much you want to claim you do. You have nothing, you own nothing, and you never did own anything. Amber, of course, already knows all this. I mean, see? 17 years in the industry. Or wait, was it 20? Either way, there's no way that she spent all that time just LARPing. Right? Even the addresses that the companies have been registered under. The original certificate of assumed name goes back to the Haven of Rest Men's Shelter in Battle Creek, Michigan. Now, how in the hell can you register a record label in a homeless shelter? Why is that something that they'll let you do? The business registration in Portland goes back to Amber's apartment, which she has since been evicted from. This business registration also expired in 2023 and was not renewed. Thus, DSlim Records is not registered under any municipality. So what is it that DSlim Records ever did? What was the purpose? Well, it had no purpose. It did absolutely nothing at all, and it existed just so Amber could play music producer. However, for a fleeting moment, there were a few active members. The video playing in the background is all the members of the Goof Troop. I've had it muted because, trust me, you don't want to listen to it. You will die of cringe. The woman you've seen in the video, I'm going to leave her name out of this as she is not overly important, and she left when she saw what Amber was. The other individual? Well, that's Devin. And when Devin left, well, that's when DSlim kind of crumbled from this era. Amber removed Devin from DSlim herself. In a video posted June 24th of 2026, she explains why she did this.
Now, when I found out that he got with a minor, I cut ties.
Your Honor, I object on the grounds that the defendant is a dirty, lying little rat. You did not cut ties with Devin when you learned that boy was dating a minor. Here, look at this email you sent from DSlim. This is to Sage's email. Knowing full well that she was a minor, you tried to sign her onto your record label because she was dating ya boy. Going so far as to instruct her not to talk to her parents and just to sign it. Here's Devin testifying that you did in fact know that she was 16, wherein he is admitting that he was dating a 16-year-old. Not something that would be worth it for him to be lying about just to get under your skin. Then in this text exchange, when a third party was asking more information about it, you said that you cut Devin because he wasn't giving enough attention to the label after he found himself a girl. Then you acknowledged separately that he was dating underage girls. even going so far as to talk about a 16-year-old girl from Alabama. Sounds a lot like Sage, you know, given that she was 16 at the time and is from Alabama. Then later, that same person had to try to explain to you why him being a pedo was a big deal when all you were worried about was your name being wrong in the video. Because people need to know where to find you for your music and your precious label. And then that business you're talking about with her? Oh, nothing much, you know, not talking to him much, just trying to get to sign him on the label. Now, Your Honor, I've done heard of a kangaroo court, but it looks like yours is full of rats. You knew that girl was a minor, but you didn't care. All you wanted to do was play pretend at your imaginary record label. And now that heat is drummed up around the other parties, you want to try to change the story. You could have done something, but you didn't. Now you want to rewrite history to make it seem like you even did the bare minimum. No one's trying to silence your voice. We're just trying to get you to stop lying. Unfortunately for you, lying is the only move you got, 'cause you know the truth ain't on your side. Prosecution rests its case. Oh, jury's already done deliberating. Guilty, 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 guilty. Amber is guilty of being a pedo-sympathizing little rat. So Amber has wasted the past 20 years of her life chasing this delusion of becoming a professional rapper. And why she's failed is just entirely plain to see. It's not because of a lack of talent. I mean, Amber does completely lack talent, but in the modern music industry, talent is not a prerequisite to fame. Let's go back to this Cliff Beats clip for a second and see something that he says.
Now, look, I'm in no position to tell any artist what they should and shouldn't be doing. I'm here to help promote. Simple as that. Now, are there things that I liked? Yes. Are there things that I would change up? Of course. But I mean, you know, this is yourself. This is expression of yourself. You know what I'm saying? And you even said in the beginning, like, you're going to be doing what Eminem didn't do. So, I mean, to me, that's you saying, like, okay, I'm going to do, like, kind of an impersonation track of, like, what M should have done or could have done. And it sounds like a relapse era type of sound.
So you're paying this guy. He needs to say something nice. Let me translate that for you. Cliff Beats is saying that you are just a shitty Eminem clone, which is the crux of your entire problem. You've built your entire music career on just trying to be Eminem. And I'm sorry if I'm the first one to tell you this, but small-town rapper Eminem clones in the Midwest United States aren't exactly in short supply. Putting that aside, you just can't get out of your own way to save your life. Regardless of what it is, you will find a way to mess it up because that's just what you do. If I had to summarize the entirety of Amber's existence, it would be Rip Bozo, skill issue. Now, before we go, while I was gathering all the information and getting images for this video, I came across something that was posted by Amber, and it just gave me the strangest feeling to be watching it, as though you were peering into an alternate reality to see what might have been. I just want to show you so you can see for yourself how Amber used to be.
So like I was gonna say, is anybody out on the roads? Be careful, kids. Make sure if you're playing in the snow, don't play in the roads because of snow plows. And just enjoy the view right now. 6 to 8 inches of snow here in Coldwater, Michigan. 45 in the morning, off all night. This is my friend. We got his name. And that's it. Isn't mine Tunchi? No, I think it's Taka. And apparently he thinks we're just doing a picture, but it's a video. You're an ass, Myers. Oh no! Good. Me? Oh, good.
You.
It just left me feeling rather sad more than anything. It is genuinely just gut-wrenching to see what has happened to you.